play the names of the game, then I should retune to medium wave.
First, tonight's football, it was Everton 4, Manchester City 0. And I think that Everton could easily end up as runners-up at the end of the season if they carry on like this. On a personal level, still no Valentine cards. There are vans backing up to the tour almost hourly with sacks of them for Andy and Janice. Perhaps tomorrow night, though, for me. What do you say? Tonight's sessions come from the Stars of Heaven, a wonderful session if you missed it the first time round, and an archive session from 1979, December of that year, from Public Image. But to start, The Mighty Fall. Did I mention last night that their next session will be their 10th? That's The Mighty Fall and 2 times 4. And our William has started getting fan mail in his own right, actually, which is most gratifying. I mean, I don't think he reads any of it, but mainly from people saying, listen, stop your dad playing all of those terrible records and get him to play more records like this.
Possession is 9/10 of the law. Since I've got it, what are you looking for? It's right in line, so fine and divine. Is it yours, party people? It's mine. in spirit. If you listen, you can hear it. Don't fight it or fear it. Wine, it's mine. The stage gets played by particular dancer. The crowd stop the clap or select this dancer. Once props are set, the key is to diminish. Forget about the sweat till the show is finished. There's got to be an end. I'm unanimous in no superlative win. Cause your birds have to live. This should never be fair to produce any tears. Take your time, be kind, open up, you'll be fine. It's mine. Injecting a sound that's already round with the force of my lips that can never be a noun but a verb for action. In your satisfaction, definitely articulative. Tracking all the sounds that prevail, they can never be stale. Have faith in my work and you will never fail. It's my guess. You will win. I rule from within. It's mine. Tune plus harmony, we are finesse, syncopation, monitor, we never guess less. Time has come to make it known. The rhymethologist on the microphone. So move, hey, into the musical track. Don't stop the rock until it breaks your back. Pretty Ricky and Protege Booski, definitely reasons for prosperity. We came here to jam, which is a definite beat, which can only occur with the funky beat. One full of creation for your duration. The beat don't make it dance, do you know whose it is? It's mine. Developing just anything for existence to control. Accumulating objects now. Keep them till you are old possessively. Hey, it's best to be surplus, would you believe? Suppress your thoughts and rock the house. Do it distinctively. Pay attention. You said it was yours, but it's mine. See you fresh. It's the best. Well, get yours, 'cause it's mine. 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 'Cause it's mine, mine.
William's choice for tonight. That's Pretty Ricky and Booski. It's Mine on Select Records, the radio version of it. And apropos children and apropos the news, the day our doctor tells me something that one of our children has told him in confidence is the day he stops being our doctor. These are the Stars of Heaven, and a wonderful session this, if you missed it the first time around. 4 really excellent tunes. This is the first of them, Moonstruck. Excellent stuff indeed from the Stars of Heaven. That's called Moonstruck, and they play on the 4th of March in London at the in Stoke Newington at the Three Crown, it says here. On the 5th of March in Kentish Town at the Bull and Gate, and I got a phone call earlier this evening to say that on Friday the 7th of March, can't read my own handwriting, they play supporting the Moodists at New Merlin's Cave, also somewhere in the London area. So, Stars of Heaven, more from them later, obviously. And this is Stump from their debut release for Ron Johnson Records from an EP called Mud on a Colon. Blech. This is Grab Hands.
I get carried away if you said that you care. Little things like that mean a lot to me. I'm willing to show you that I am prepared to go overboard if you want me to. Well, if you made a big production, I'd feel free to use seduction or blatant reproduction if you choose. I get carried away if you said that you care. Grab your hands, grab your hands, put them to my face. Hold your body next to mine, put me in your place. Grab your hands, put them to my face. Hold your body next to mine, put me in your place. I get carried away if you said that you care. Reproductive organs hold no fear for me. I'd whisk you way on a wing and a prayer, but only if you want me to. Well, if you made a big production, I'd feel free to use seduction or blatant reproduction if you choose. I get carried away if you said that you care. Grab your hands, put them to my face. Hold your body next to mine, put me in your place. Grab your hands, put them to my face. Hold your body next to mine, put me in your place.
Whistling, give me more of it. That's Stump on Ron Johnson Records from an EP, Mud on a Colon. That's called Grab Hands. Now, this next requires a bit of an explanation because it's, in essence, it's a cassette. I mean, a video cassette, and it seems to be called Impact Auto Edit. And some 54 minutes and 20 seconds of stuff on there. Distribution through Red Rhino and the Cartel. Featuring Hula, Sonic Youth, Zip 3, Portion Control, Bone Orchard, The Dainties, Lumpen Proletariat Posse, Severed Heads, Peter Milner, Ever, Portion Control, Boyd Rice and Frank Tovey, Auto Edit it says, and Okapi Fever. But in order to, in a sense, promote this, there's also a 12-inch EP, again through Red Rhino and the Cartel, featuring Sonic Youth, Portion Control, Hula, and Okapi Fever. with different tracks, actually, as far as I can tell. And this is Okapi Fever. And I'll give you an address to write to if you're interested in either the record or the cassette. And it's in Brighton, and the cassette is, the video is something along the lines of 20 quid, I think they told me. Stamped addressed envelopes, as always. But first, Okapi Fever.
Problems you won't even try to overcome. And what for this display, my friend? Have you got something that you want to prove? Just like a red rose, you need to be when I need you most. Always in the thick of it all, it seems to me, and if not there, then far away. Well, don't you find it embarrassing throwing every little day like this away? Have you got something on your mind now that you never bothered to say? And I won't get any sleep tonight. I bet that doesn't even bother you. Just like a red rose, you need to be when I need you most. Always in the thick of it all, it seems to me, and if not there, then somewhere else. Somewhere else. Just like a red rose, you need to be when I need you most. Always in the thick of it all, it seems to me, and if not there, then somewhere else. Just like a red rose, you need to be when I need you most. Always in the thick of it all, it seems to me, and if not there, then far away. Just like a red rose, you need to be when I need you most. Always in the thick of it all, it seems to me, and if not there, then far away. Just like a red rose, you need to be when I need you most. Is always in the thick of it all, it seems to me, and if not there, then somewhere else. And if not there, then far away.
Sound like a useful unit, as my chum Andy Peebles would say. Okapi Fever, and that's called Criminally Powerful, from a 12-inch EP on Audio Instant Records, if it's on anything, or Video Instant if you want to get the video. More information about that in a moment. I'm going through the mail, of course, tearing open the letters and so on with my usual excitement, hoping that there'll be Valentine cards. Well, what do I get? It's always demo tapes with, "Hello, big one, we are a band having many times, and a tape we are sending you from somewhere obscure you can't pronounce very well in a foreign country." But there you are, one learns to live with these disappointments. Anyway, Okapi Fever, and if you want to know more about the video, then you must write, as I say, with a stamped addressed envelope to Video Instant, and it's 27 Norfolk Square. I don't think you need me to spell Norfolk for you, do you? That's in Brighton, BN1 2PD. Video Instant, 27 Norfolk Square, Brighton, BN1 2PD, whatever county Brighton's in. What is county? Is Sussex, is it? Sussex. We're agreed on Sussex, so that's what you must put at the end of it. Write to them now. This is from Half Man, Half Biscuit, as we all know, the most important band in Northern Europe at the moment. Another excellent title. This is Architecture, Morality, Ted and Alice.
Good morning, Mom. I've come to read your gas meter.
The wonderful dexterity of Hannu Mikkola makes me want to shake hands with the whole of Finland. But the horrible sincerity of Miriam Stoppard makes me want to go out and commit mass murder. Rang Jane Scott for a genuine friend. She was otherwise engaged, so I looked down the bend. I saw the wheels of nihilism rolling my way, and now I live life in the bus lane. Yeah, I live life in the bus lane. The halcyonic dynamo that lit up my childhood made me feel secure on the roads in winter. But the nauseating bashfulness of early Diana made me want to set fire to commemorative tree-toes. I walked across the road with a peach in my hand. A hammer hit my head and I couldn't understand. Behind me stood a maniac laughing at me, saying I like to watch the adverts. Yeah, I saw it in the adverts. Ah! Smother her in custard as a contribution to your folio. And the very next morning you take her into college, and the tutor with the beard and the polio says, well yeah, it's got potential and it could well be essential, but it should be more dramatic if you know what I mean. Have you tuned in to Radio Dada every Friday evening at 6 in the morning? Scan the airwaves for Radio Dada. It goes something like this.
Half Man, Half Biscuit from the forthcoming 12-inch EP on Pro Plus, and that's called Architecture, Morality, Ted and Alice. And now from 1979, from what is, I suppose, the classic Public Image Limited lineup, this is Chant.
serious side. I wouldn't waste the blood on entertainment. Out of the cloud, mob running
Augustus Pablo, that's on Greensleeves Records from the LP Rising Sun, Melchizedek the High Priest. And earlier this evening, if you listened to Janice's programme, Janice and Andy Kershaw and myself were having a bit of a scholarly talk about the work of, what's his name? Willie Nelson, that's what we were having a talk about. And Andy admitted, though, although he was a great fan of Willie Nelson's work, he'd never actually heard what I regard as being the quintessential Willie Nelson song, which is a song called Touch Me, which I remember hearing in Dallas, Texas, many, many years ago when you were about that tall, I'd guess. And so I'm going to play it for him now. So if you're listening, Andy, turn your radio up enormously loud and be prepared to be moved to the very heart of your being.
Touch me, touch the hand of the man who once owned all the world. Touch me, touch the arms that once held all the charms of the world, sweetest girl. Touch me, maybe someday you may need to know how it feels when you lose. So touch me, and you'll know how you'd feel with the blues. Watch me, watch the eyes that have seen all the heartbreak and pain in the land, and be thankful that you're happy, though standing so close to the world's bluest man. Don't forget me. Take a good look at someone who's lost everything he can lose. Then touch me, and you'll know how you'd feel with the blues. Don't forget me. Take a good look at someone who's lost everything he can lose. Then touch me, and you'll know how you'd feel with the blues.
If it was any better, it'd have been written by Roy Orbison. That's Willie Nelson and Touch Me. And these are the Stars of Heaven. Talk about it now.
Talk about sometime, talk about now, talk about if ever at all. Move your shoulder to the wheel, girl, move your shoulder to the wheel. Wait for the winter time will come, the cold frost will cover us all. See the silver dissolve. A week in the hospital, a week in the wards, a week from the sea to the shore. In the sunshine town of ice, see your sometime vanished smile, fall like the rain on the sea.
Shall we all shout huzzah together, or shall we do it independently? Stars of Heaven, our guest tonight, and that's called Talk About It Now. And tomorrow night we have a debut session from Twang, and a repeat of our recent and final session from Yeah, Yeah, No. This is Hula, and from a double LP called 1,000 Hours, a track recorded for the Dutch radio station VPRO. This is called Hot House. Sounded pretty Dutch, that, didn't it? Playful bunch, that's Hula from the double LP set 1,000 Hours from Red Rhino, and that's called Hot House, recorded as I say for VPRO in Holland. And a card here from Dunfermline. It says, many thanks. Most of the mail seems to come from Scotland at the moment. I don't know why this should be so, but as I'm going to Glasgow on Friday night, perhaps it's just as well. Huddersfield on Saturday, which of course is not in Scotland, but Glasgow most certainly is. And Dunfermline says, many thanks for years of great programmes, further ahead of the pack than ever before. Rab, Pamela, Jake and Elaine. Well, that's very, very kind of you. And this is for another Rab. From Scottish record label, actually, from Move Records, based in Edinburgh, Clinton Harmon, and Let's Make a New Start.
Let's make a new start, baby. Let's make a new start, baby. I haven't seen you quite some time, but your friends told that you were doing fine. Since you've been gone, I've seen my mistakes. I want to start all over again, and I hope it's not too late, 'cause I let the other woman sweet talk me away. And after the third day, I found out she was full of play. Let's make a new start, baby. Let's make a new start, baby. Oh, they were so good while it was lasting. I don't want to see the end, baby. Would you let me light my fire again? 'Cause I love the way you put your loving on me. Nobody can love me the way you did me. But I made a mistake, and I can't deny it. But if I didn't love you, baby, I wouldn't have tears in my eyes telling you, let's make a new start. Let's make a new start, baby. I don't want nobody taking my place. I want to be with you for the rest of my days. 'Cause I love you, girl, baby. Let's make a new start, baby, baby.
We seem to have moved into an area of technical problems here. Clinton, hold on, see what that is. It's, what is it? Filth on the stylus, I fear. Clinton Harmon, anyway, and that's called Let's Make a New Start, from an LP, Move Into Soul, Part 3, from Move Records, from Edinburgh. I'm sure they're not all like that. Hold on a second. What I'll do is clean the record again, because I hate it when that happens. So embarrassing, because it seems somehow rather inefficient. And, let's see, should we try picking it up roughly where we left it?
Baby, can we make a new start, baby? Let's make a new start, make a new start, make
Extraordinary, it's still wrong. Well, I apologise for that. What can I do? Get another copy of it, and I apologise to Move Records, and, well, I apologise to everybody. That's a kind of Uriah Heepish figure that I am. Let's Make a New Start, an appropriate title under the circumstances. And on the night that I'm in Glasgow, I've got a note here to tell me that champion Doug Veitch, one of the nation's most important musical figures, is making his Scottish debut. Seems most surprising, in Edinburgh, at the Assembly Rooms. And if I was in Edinburgh, I would most assuredly be there. These are the House Martins, their contribution to the current Melody Maker 7-inch EP, free with the current copy of the newspaper. This is called Anxious.
I was walking by the river, I was asking lots of questions, but the answers I come up with didn't fair. Some are breakfast in bed, some are popular fed. The way they talk about it makes me want to spare. And the raising of the rivals at the raising of the pound, while the raising of the city to the ground. And they're opening the doors and crawling out on the falls, looking for a sense of lost and found. Don't say no, it is wrong. I said I'm anxious. It makes
careers. And I thought I'd be beheaded if I stuck my neck out, but they just gave me a hanky for my tears. I had confidence and confidence, I hope the hope will suit, but I think a little more is needed now. We gotta form a congregation and sing down the nation, batter all the sinners to the ground. Don't say no, it is wrong. I said I'm anxious, makes me anxious. Don't say no, it is wrong. I said I'm anxious, makes me anxious. I said I'm anxious. No, it is wrong. I said I'm anxious. Makes me anxious. I said I'm anxious. No, it is wrong. I said I'm anxious. Makes me anxious. I said don't they know it is wrong. It makes me anxious. Don't they know it is wrong.
Well, that one didn't jump, did it? Those are the House Martins, and that comes from the 7-inch EP, free with your current melody maker, and that's called Anxious. And at last, while that was going on, I opened a Valentine message from somebody called Andrea, but it turned out to be an elaborate plug for a band. It's always the way, why me? This is from Public Image Limited, Careering.
Her face is raining across the border. The pride
Art students, eh? Aren't they fun? Public Image Limited, and that's Careering from 1979. And from the wedding present, the current and excellent single, their second one, which has been universally well reviewed, I think, on Reception Records. This is Once More.